Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, hello.
What's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
How
sir.
y'all doing? I thought it was on silent.
Oh,
What's up, Steve?
hey, thanks for
Well,
letting me come in.
You done cut your hair down.
Oh, it fell out.
Oh, it fell out.
Yeah.
All right. King J, what's up?
Nothing much, man.
All right. And we
We're
got
ready for this.
Yeah, we got Smooth Doc. DrCL is gonna be right in. He was giving us a few extra minutes. I told him about you, Steve. I know you was just getting off of work like me. So yeah. That was pretty good, Steve. What's up, Doc? Brandon? Brandon, can you hear us? We can't hear you, Brandon. Oh, okay.
Can y'all hear me now?
I can hear you, Steve. I can hear Jerry.
DrCL, I'm getting ready to come on video. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We want to thank you guys for coming on. And there were some other people that's supposed to come on, but the way we do business here and do life, we don't wait for no one. We just keep it moving. We keep it moving because it's more important to us to respect people's time and space than to try to be impressive. Okay? So I'm going to ask you guys to just, if you can't hear us, just, let us know and then we'll correct the situation. But again, I want to welcome you to the Empower Yourself seminar. The reason we're doing this is because every year, everybody wants to get better. Everybody wants to move forward. Everybody wants to be a better version of themselves, but they don't have the tools, nor do they know that it's just more than just saying it out of your mouth or just wishing it would happen. So we're going to keep it real simple. We're going to use a metaphor because we know a lot of you guys relate to the airlines and whatnot. So I just like to be creative and just so people can really understand the product and understand what it is that we are doing. Empowering yourself. What that means is it is up to you and I to make our way through life. Now you can use other tools, other people like you're here on this seminar here, but you have to empower yourself. You can't blame nobody else for where you are and where you are not in life. Because if you are really invested in yourself, then you will have the tools presented to you to make sure you get to your destination. So with the little jazz in the background, wanted something in the background, but is that keeping you guys from hearing or understanding what I'm saying?
No,
Or do I
No,
need
sir,
to-
you're good.
Okay, we're good to
You're
go.
good.
Well, I want you to take this down because it's going to be important going forward. My email address is drclachieve@gmail.com. Now, if you guys didn't bring anything to write with, that means this is the first time you've been on a seminar with myself and E. Wilson, because truly we're not going to waste your time, and you're definitely going to have a plethora of information to chew on for the next 21 days to our next session. So that's DrCL, achieve, ACHIEVE @gmail.com. And we're going to have our burner class. That's a 1-hour class that we're going to the next level, because we don't know where everybody is on this Zoom, meaning that your level of understanding or your progress in life. So we want to keep it real simple, kind of give you something to chew on so that you can be encouraged and not discouraged, trying to bite off more in life than you can chew. And that's what happens with a lot of people. And I just realized that they made a day that the second Friday in January is called Quit Friday. You guys heard of that?
No,
I just
sir.
heard of it.
Yes, I just heard of it too. And I said, you know what? It's because we bite off more than we can chew. And then we get more, excited. And then we don't know how to bring about our dreams and fulfill that excitement. But we're going to help you today. And I guarantee you, you're going to walk away from this meeting discussing the things that were said. And you're going to definitely have the opportunity to grow within yourself. So also, we want you to take down 21 days. That's the number 2, 1 days with an S, the number 2, achieve.com. That's 21 days to achieve.com. Those numbers are written as numbers, www.21 days with an S, the number 2, achieve.com. There's a 3-week program there that helps you to move through life, 21 different audios and a study guide. All that is downloadable upon purchase and is reasonable, okay? This is something that I practiced for the last 25 years. I started in 2000, and every year, December the 10th through December the 31st, I call that my last 21. The last 21 days of the year, I focus on what I'm not taking into the new year, whether it be a person, a place, or a thing. I'm gonna say that again. Anybody can do it. We should do it, because life is not easy. Life is not meant to be comfortable. Life is hard, because what hard life does, it makes us focus and it makes us grow. If everything was so comfortable and easy, we'll just lay back. And a lot of people got hard lives, but they trying to perpetrate like their life is easy. And then it only takes a matter of time before we realize bruh or the sister was in a mess, but they didn't reach out. They didn't invest in themselves. They was too ashamed, Don't ever be ashamed of where you are, okay? Because I live by this particular slogan that I didn't create, but the question I created is never where you are at, but it's where you're going. Because even if you're in a good place right now, stay there long enough and see how life will put you back in a bad place. When you're in a good place, the mistake people make is they celebrate too long, and life catches up to us, because you can beat life. And what I mean by beating life, you can beat the hardships of life if you keep moving. Celebrate, encourage yourself, inspire others, but keep moving. People think they only have to sit still when they fail. When you succeed, you have to run even faster. Because the enemies of life, wherever they may be, or whomever they may be, they're trying to catch up to you and bring you down. Because nobody likes to be last in a race. And some people would do whatever they can to pull you back. But all you are required to do is not be first in this race of life. You're required to finish with some success. And I just want to throw this caveat in. The only word in the English language that has the word success in it is succession. And that's the number one thing that people do not do. They have kids and they don't concentrate on what they passing on to their kids other than finances, if that. What are you passing on to your kids? What are you leaving, not just to your kids, what are you leaving to us as a society? Whether I know you guys or not, when I come to the last part of my life and my life ends, it's not what I'm leaving my family, it's what I'm leaving society, what I'm leaving the generation that I have been privileged to be a part of. So that takes me out of pride and takes me out of being selfish. And I concentrate on the whole, and then I specifically focus on the few. I'm gonna say that because you might have missed that. I concentrate on the whole, because that's the destination. That's where the legacy gonna be. But I focus on the few. Me and E. Wilson, we always talk about, we don't care about how many people show up to our meetings, because everybody that shows up to your meetings, some of them show up in a fireproof suit, which means they don't want to be caught on fire. They want to be lazy. They want to be comfortable all their lives, and they want to pickpocket, and they will always want to ask for a handout in life. So we always want to talk to people who are hungry, because everybody in a group is not hungry. Everybody that said Happy New Year's to you, they are not concerned about it being a Happy New Year. They are still riding off of 2019. They've been saying Happy New Year since 2019, and they still the same person because they're not invested in themselves. And if you look at it, they're investing in other people, trying to get the approval of other people so they can cheat their way through life. With that said, I just want to let you know it's not where you're at, it's where you're going. But here's the question: are you going anywhere? That's my question. If you're not going anywhere, what's the purpose of hooking up? What's the purpose of aligning ourselves with people who are not going anywhere? Well, that's my homie. That's my friend. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, both of y'all can be homies in the grave. You're not going to be able to communicate or be able to fellowship or connect with one another. The question is, if you're going somewhere, life will connect you with the tools you need to get what you need to get and go where you need to go. If you are going somewhere, life will connect you with people, places, and things that would allow you to fulfill your dreams if you're going somewhere. So we're talking about a traffic light. We're going to use a lot of metaphors. A traffic light has 3 different signals on it: red, yellow, and green. And then the red light in this seminar is called legacy. Your legacy is continually to be written until the day you close your eyes in death. Once you close your eyes, then life is going to gather all the receipts and it's going to tally up the score. And some of us think that we have a higher score than we think we have, because we've been gaslighted by a lot of people, or we've been waiting for somebody to give us the approval to live life. Whether you're in business, you're in marriage, or you're in a faith-based community. You are responsible for you. I'm responsible for me. I'm not responsible for you going forward. I'm responsible for passing on the wisdom and the knowledge and the tools. This is why we always just continue to move forward, regardless of who's here and who's not here. Okay? Amen. Legacy is that red light. That yellow light is destinations. That means you got to be cautious. You got to slow down a little bit, because that green light is destined. Destined means that it's predetermined with a clear intent of what you want to be, where you want to go, and what you want to do. When you are destined, you're a destined man. That means, or a destined woman, that means you are predetermined on what you want to be, where you want to go, and what you want to do. And when you are locked in like that, my brother and my sisters, when you are locked in like that, can't nobody faze you. They may attack you and you may feel the pain a little bit, but they're not going to get you off of your wall of life. They're not going to get you to switch lanes. I don't care if it's a religious institution. I don't care what it is. It's family members. When you are locked in and predestined, you know exactly where you want to go, what you want to do, and how you're going to get there. And that will help you to align with the right institutions and the right people. You guys get that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to ask.
Yes.
You don't have to ask whether I should join this organization. And if you're a faith believer, I don't have to ask what church should I align myself with? What person should I align myself with? Know why you asking those questions? Because you're not locked into you.
Amen.
If you're not locked into you, it's easy for anybody in this world to get you. And I know we got our concerns about the faith-based leadership and business leadership. You guys have jobs. I don't know whether the supervisor is for me or against me or just using me. You don't have to worry about that because you know what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. And if you don't know what you're going to do in life and not going to do, that's why you go to work every day worrying about that supervisor, getting stressed out, getting sick. You're worrying about that coworker because you don't know what you want to be. You don't know what you want to do. You know, if we didn't know what we wanted to be, we wanted to do, and where we wanted to go with this seminar, we'll be still sitting here waiting for other people to log in, wasting other people's time who showed up on time. Because some people never invest in themselves. They are trained to invest in everybody else, and they never invest in themselves. Okay? So there's legacy. That's the red light. Destinations is your yellow light. And destined is your green light, okay? Now, we're going to ask you to do something. This plane is getting ready to take off because it's been cleared for takeoff. So we want you to put yourself on auto mode, auto plane mode, okay? That means mute yourself. So what that means is we won't hear nobody but the person who's speaking. Because we want everybody to get what everybody is saying. That's why I put the captions down at the bottom. So later on, when we do see this, you'll understand. So we are clear for takeoff. We're ready to go. Again, I am DrCL. I am the founder and CEO of the 501c3 nonprofit organization, Achieve. And what we do is we live to achieve. That's our slogan. We live to achieve. We don't live just to breathe. So our goal is not just waking up every day. I want to know once you wake up, what you're going to do. So that's my organization. My co-pilot today is E. Wilson. A lot of you know him. Y'all just meeting me, but I'm guarantee you I can fly this plane well. He wouldn't be on it if he didn't understand that I can fly this plane. He's going to be my co-pilot for today. And he is the founder and the CEO of JTC Exchange, 501c3. You know how to find him. You know how to find us. He is a 20-year-long mentee of mine. But I have not been interacting with E. Wilson for all of those years. Know why? Because after 5 years of mentoring, he started JTC Exchange. And for the last 15 years, he's been on the move. Well, let me say it like E. Wilson said, on the move, okay? He been on the move, okay? So you don't have to get a mentor that hovers over you. Mentors that hover over you, they just want attention and they want to feel like they somebody. The quicker as a mentor can mentor a mentee and get them going in the right direction, They need to back off to see exactly what their teaching has done. But they never see the fruit of their labor because they're so busy trying to dominate over people. Mm-hmm. And that's the difference between a good mentor and a good mentee, okay? So you only get one life. We taking off. You only get one life. Regardless of what you believe in life, you only get one. And when you close your eyes and die, unless God intervenes, that's called resurrection. Now, if you said, I know some people who have died and came back, that's not resurrection, that's resuscitation. That's an intervention of medical provision, CPR, or something medical that brings you back. But once you close your eyes in death for real, there is not a human being on the face of this earth that can bring you back. That's when all your receipts of life are going to be gathered and totaled up. So you don't have time to sit still. One thing that we do that keeps our life in park, PARK, I'm moving real smoothly and fast. And I want you to really understand that I'm making a runway for my co-pilot, because I'm telling you, you guys have heard him, y'all have seen him, but it's a lot that you have not heard and seen concerning this man here. So what keeps your life in park is that P, purpose, lack of purpose. And people make it so vague. But you know what? How you find your purpose? You find your purpose by participating. People who sit on the sideline in life, you never find your purpose. I'm going to tell you, E. Wilson did not find his purpose by just hanging out on the streets in New York City. He kept moving. He joined the airlines and kept moving till he realized his audience was not on the outside of society, but was locked up in behind bars. He couldn't have told you in New York City that was going to be his purpose. Nobody know their purpose out front. They think they know. But you find your purpose by continually moving. And likewise myself. I started in Virginia, went into the military in Hawaii, stayed there as a teenager all the way up till I was almost 40 years of age. And I found my purpose in inspiring people. And just recently, last year, October, I won the 2024 Encourager of the Year Award in Atlanta. That means my life has been noticed by people outside of where I live right now in Texas. I kept it moving. And by keeping it moving, they saw me moving. And they say, man, we want to honor this guy. And I thank God for it. So you got to find your purpose in participating. And what kills your purpose is procrastination. When you know it's something you got to do in life, don't procrastinate. Don't procrastinate. Don't wait on no approval from your friends, from your spiritual leaders, from your family members. If you know it's something you want to do in life, you can't procrastinate. E. Wilson is in the belly of that plane, and then he's still out there inspiring people. You can't use your job as an excuse why you can't do two things at once. You can do 3 or 4 things at once. But those excuses causes us to procrastinate. We talking about what causes my life to stay in park, not knowing my purpose. Now the A is acknowledge. This is the selfish part of us, that we don't want to take notice of other people who are doing life well. We don't want to acknowledge them and show gratitude. We don't want to respond to them because that's what we call haters. But when you're doing that to me, you're only putting your life in park. Because your life can never be in drive without appreciating somebody outside of yourself. I'm going to say it again for those who may be listening on YouTube. You cannot think that your life is going to move forward by only wanting people to appreciate you and notice you, because that's what the internet sometimes is about, but you don't acknowledge other people. There is a young man, he has a vibrant business on YouTube, and he reached out to me. He saw what I was doing, and he wanted me to align myself with him or whatnot because I had followed him. And you know, when they see the doctor up there, they just say, oh, okay, here's a professional. But when he reached out to me, man, we had a good conversation. And I told him, I will follow what you do, admire what you do, and share when it's appropriate, because I'm a public speaker, what you do, but I cannot ride in your car with you. I will watch you, I will acknowledge you, and I will honor you, but I will not be able to ride in your car with you. Don't you know that man texted me, because I gave him my phone number. He texted me and he said, man, I never heard nobody say what you just said. He said, either people like you or they hating on you. I said, because they don't know what they got to do. Why should I hate on you? Because you're on the same highway. Some of us are in the right-hand lane, some of us in the middle lane, and some of us are in the fast lane, and some of us are in that toll road lane, because we don't want a lot of distractions and falling behind people who are not going fast enough. But when you're in that toll road lane, you know you got to pay a toll. It costs to move fast. Don't wish you was like another person, because it costs you to move fast. So move at your pace and switch those lanes as your life progresses. Don't get in that toll road without a toll sticker, because it's really going to cost you. Because people who know they got to move fast, like myself, I get a toll sticker. I pay along the way. I don't wait for a bill. I pay along the way. So again, acknowledge. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging when somebody else has a life skill set that you don't have. You don't have to hate on them. I follow a lot of people on YouTube. I follow a lot of people on Instagram just for that reason, because I admire success. I like success. I learn from people who are successful. Even though they may not be doing what I'm doing, I don't go into the prisons like E. Wilson, but I admire him when he comes out that prison and he does those videos. Man, that's just, it gets me going. It say I can't stop. It's saying your life really matters, because this is one guy out of many people who you have mentored, and some people fell off. Some people didn't even go the distance. They still not doing nothing with their life. That don't mean I hate them, but I can't go back and rescue you. I got to keep moving, because when legacy hit, that means my eyes have closed and the receipts are going to be tallied up. And on your receipts of life, all you have is selfish purchases, which means you did stuff for yourself only. That's going to be in the minus. You're not going to get a plus for that. Your total in life rises when you do stuff for other people. Do stuff for yourself so you can do more for other people. I'm going to say that again. Do things for yourself. Study. Do humanitarian services. Do it for yourself, not to be selfish and to compare yourself with other people. That's sometimes what's wrong with the internet. We can't appreciate what other people do. I appreciate what other people do, even though they don't do what I do. If I'm not up here selling anything illegal, if I'm not up here bashing any group or ethnic group, and somebody may hate on me, then you already know what that is. They in part. They just mad because they're not in drive. Because I can celebrate whatever they do, whether they got a makeup line, whether they on Instagram, just being a Instagram salesperson, whatever they do, I can appreciate it as long as they're succeeding. Because I want people to not fail. I want people to succeed. And that's how my life increases in value, not from income, but because I have a plethora of honor in my heart for other people that do things different than what I do, that are different in ethnic background than what I am. And that's what growing up in Hawaii taught me as a teenager, to respect all ethnic backgrounds. I don't fight about politics. I don't fight about religion, because I don't get into religion. I believe in a creator, and I ask that creator to help me be creative. That's where it starts and ends with me. You can go to the next theologian and argue. I don't argue because I respect what everybody believes. But like I say, if I'm on this road, I can appreciate what you're doing. But I got to stay right here. I got to keep it right here. I'm not going to bash you. I'm not going to down you for what you believe. I'm going to keep it right here because it doesn't matter. Everybody who got breath in their body, male or female, they need to be inspired and encouraged. But at the bottom line and at the end of the day, this succession and this seminar is all about empowering yourself. Again, which means you are responsible for you. Somebody can be a teacher and a mentor to you, but you're responsible for you. So there's no need of being angry at the next person because they online, they're succeeding, or they're at your job and you've been there for 13 years and they got there 5 years and they've been promoted. Why are you hating on them? You've been trying to cheat your way through life. And they came in, they did the work, and they surpassed you because that's the principle of life. That's not your supervisor being biased. That's the principle of life. Because if you work at you, there ain't a supervisor alive in any genre of work that can keep you from your destiny. If that's true, we might as well hit the end to this meeting right now because everything we don't say is a bunch of nothing. If somebody out there can stop you from being what you have been created to be, and only you have those ideas in your head, the Creator gives us life. You have to be creative and understand you will never be the creator. Just continue to be creative. So that means acknowledgement. The R is something that we always understand and we talk about all the time. It's recycle. Know why you stay in park? Because you keep going in a circle. That was Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. The same thing every year. I don't care how young we are, how old we are. Every year we're looking for somebody to give us gifts on the December 25th. Every year. And we know we just as broke. We know we're trying to make it. We ain't got enough to feed our family. But because of that cycle of holidays, we think that we are mandated, listen to the word mandated, to support these holidays. And we teach our kids that. I have no problem with them. Like I say, I sit on the sideline and watch you and watch them. I celebrate the birthdays of my kids. Every year their birthday come around, I celebrate that. Know why? Because that reminds me and my wife of the blessing. That's their Christmas. That's their Thanksgiving. And what do they celebrate? Mother's Day and Father's Day. Because that's now here's your opportunity to show dad how much you appreciate him. You can show that every day, but thank God for a day. That's the only day that I believe is aligned with my vision. Father's Day and Mother's Day. That's the time I show my wife how much I appreciate her. That don't mean going and get her a $50,000 diamond ring. Because if you have to do that every Mother's Day, you ain't got her. You ain't got her. But it's just a gesture. That's on Mother's Day. That's when I make it public. But every day I'm doing the work. Every day she's doing the work. Every day our kids are doing the work. So let's move on to the next one, recycle. Don't recycle. And when you recycle, this is the main mistake. Stop trying to take something old and make it new. Oh, we do that a lot. My homie from way back. Okay, the reason he's way back because you have progress. But see, you're trying to keep a culture that's destroying you. If my homie or my homie is from way back, I'm not going to recycle that. I done moved on. And the main thing they'll say is, you think you better. No, I think I'm further. I'm not better, I'm further. Because if you was running alongside of me, you wouldn't be critiquing me like that. But the reason you critiquing me is because you're behind me. That's why I work to stay up to speed. I work to keep myself up to speed. If I told you guys how old I was, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. Oh yeah, I got a little tint on my beard. There ain't no secret, because I'm older than E. Wilson. If he got, he got the grades, I got it. But my vision is to try to keep it hold it back a little bit. It's right there, but I'm trying to hold it back a little bit. But if I run out of products, you'll see it. So I'm being transparent. That's just for visual effects, because I stay on camera a lot. So it's just for visual effects. But that one day I'm gonna give it up. And it's gonna come in like a vengeance. I know it is, because it's gonna be bad that I Beijinged it or Beijing it all the many times. So I just want to let you know, do not recycle old people, old places, and old things. I'm going back to my hood. Why? Go through your hood. Don't go back and stay. Go through your hood. So when other people come out the hood or your place of residence that you used to be in, you can help. It's all about help for me, not criticizing. It's all about helping people, not thinking that you better than somebody else. I'm not better again. That's a quote, but I'm further. So you can use that and I won't charge you for it. I'm not better, I'm just further. That's all it is. I'm not better than you, my brother. We ain't got to argue and fight. You ain't got to hate on me. I'm just further. I used to be at McDonald's. I'm just further. You still at McDonald's. I'm just further. That's all. I can appreciate you, because when I come in there and make an order at McDonald's, I don't want you messing up my order because you hate me. You know what I'm saying? I can appreciate you. I'm just further. I'm just tired of the Big Macs and the French fries, I'm tired of just mopping the floors. I just decided I want to go further in life. Can y'all agree with that? Just decide you want to go further. And the last one is a good word, kabosh. Kibosh, that's what it is, Kibosh. Look that up. What that means is you don't check nothing. It's a real word. You don't check anything. You let people say and do anything to you because you want to please them. You don't need marriage counseling. You didn't need just to look up the word caboose. Or some people say kibosh, Kibosh. You don't need no kind of counseling. You just need to stand up for your life, which you are responsible for, and check those things that try to do what? Demean you, put you down, say you not nothing. Now, I don't mean aggressively check, because a lot of people do it on the internet. I'm not saying that, but you got to identify it and check it. Are you listening to me? That means what you're trying to do is you're taking a person that's trying to debunk you and trying to sell you something or try to have you to do something that's nonsense. So when you see nonsense, just say, man, I'm gonna kibosh that. And that's a big word for some people. They be like, what? They don't even know you calling them nonsense. Man, I'm just gonna kibosh that, man. That means you got to check that nonsense. That's nonsense. No, I'm not gonna be in the belly of this plane messing around, man. No, that's nonsense. Too many people's lives on the line. No, I'm gonna kibosh that. If you don't check things in life, you'll find out that you get 20 years older and you got problems you didn't know you have. And it's all because you didn't check your husband, you didn't check your wife, you didn't check your kids, you didn't check your friends, you didn't check your homettes, you didn't check your homies. You just let them say and do whatever they wanted to do. I always say, I can't control how you treat another woman, how you treat another man, but I'm not gonna stick around and watch you do it. I don't wanna watch the movie as though I'm enjoying it. I can't control you, but I can control one thing. I got two legs and I know which direction to go because I got somewhere to be. And like I say again, like my man E. Wilson, I gotta stay on the move. And I can't keep my car in park too long. Because everybody knows if you keep your car in park too long, you got to go out there and start it up just so to be ready when you need it. Don't park too long. Keep your life moving. And with that said, I'm gonna turn this flight over to my co-pilot, Mr. E. Wilson. You gotta unmute yourself, E. Mills. E. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Y'all can hear me?
Oh yeah, we got you.
Oh man. Good stuff, Doc. Good stuff. Let me ask. Somebody tell me something. Somebody tell me one thing that stuck out in this. Steve, you go. Tell me one thing that stuck out.
It's not about being better. It's about that I'm further.
Mm.
That was. I'm living that right now.
All right. All right. King J, Big Papa.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. You know, it really helped me. It inspires you to go to get rid of the old things that you don't need in life and not to bring the old stuff back. You know what I mean? You got to get rid of that junk, and some of that's what I'm dealing with right now too. It's because you're still trying to hold on to old things, and that's just gonna set you back. Can't go further in life like that.
Okay. Brandon, the other Doc. I know you got a hope. I know you got a book, so lay it down.
I do. So obviously what Steve said, as far as I'm not better, I'm just further. That's certainly a truism. One thing that caught me was success and succession, because often we seek worldly success, but success can only really truly be found in legacy.
Yeah.
And so what are we leaving behind if we're not improving upon the quality of life of those that are in our immediate sphere of influence, people that we are changing, people that we have contact with on a daily basis that we're responsible for, then what are we really doing? I can have I've experienced in my previous life prior to Christ, where I had a lot of financial success, but I had no peace, I had no joy, I had no power. And so now I feel as though that now that I am now kingdom minded, that I'm seeing success on greater levels, further, faster, and in that it's certainly where I'm actually leaving behind and improve upon the quality of life of those in my sphere of influence, whether there be my employees, my mentees, and those, my friends.
Gotcha. I think Doc, that word kibosh, that's a good one right there. I actually kind of used it this morning, but didn't have the word for it. I was at work and just cleaning up an area. I like my stuff tidy, and one of the workers was asking, he was like, "Man, the people supposed to clean that." I was like, "Huh? It's like 5 something this morning." Yeah, the people supposed to clean that. I was like, "Bro, it's not that serious." I said, "It's not." I said, because first off, most people don't clean like I like it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I go to hotels, I disinfect wherever I go. So I was like, and so the whole thing, when I got done talking, I said, "Bro, it's not that serious. We here, we got a job, blah, blah, blah." And the more I talked, he was like, yeah, you're right. So I think that even what you're sharing, Doc, people are so on edge. Let me go back to the notes here. You said parked. Hold up. I looked up, and anyway, kibosh, if y'all didn't look it up, or how you say it, Doc? Kibosh or?
Kibosh. I mean, some people say kibosh, I just say kibosh. Somebody on the internet, in the comment section, when they see this, man, they might correct them.
I got you.
But I just say kibosh.
Yeah, it says decisively end or reject something. Decisively. And that's one of the things, my when I look in the mirror, it reminds me that I got a lot of time, but not as much as I used to. And so a lot of things I just don't have time for. I don't even respond to because the energy is just not there, because I need the energy over here. Like I said, if I'm in my lane, and I'm going to make sure, like you were saying, Doc, that nobody's going to take me out of my lane. Oh, gosh, my thing. I paid too many tolls to get here. I think that I think one of the things that I'm reminded of as we reflect, like you said, Doc, I think it might be even past 20 years. I can't remember how long it's been, but when you pay the toll, the toll, huh?
I think it's 2003, so it's like what, 23 years, something like that.
Yep, there we go, Doc. Yeah, 23. So when I look back at you said admiring other success, and even you in particular, for me, I try to imagine the tolls that other people are paying. So that helps me to make sure that you don't pay a toll that I don't pass through. Because you paid the toll so somebody else can come and get through that toll booth too. And so that's one of the things that I do. And then also understand that I'm paying a toll, and to make sure that people around respect the fact that I paid the toll, because nothing in life is free. I don't care what you do, nothing in life is free. Everybody has paid something. So whether, like you was talking about the airlines, whether people, are coming to the airport, I said, them planes don't leave by themselves. You know what I'm saying? The pilot does not have total control. He on the ground. He's in that's our domain right there. He can't overpower us. It's a team effort. There's a lot of things that you said, team effort, encouraging each other. The time it takes to hate on somebody else's success. I mean, man, what a waste of energy. But like you said, I think I say it another way, but that's good. But it just I would say that they're not moving nowhere, but you said they're stuck in park. They're stuck in park. And I just think that another thing that you shared just with, the holidays, it's different for everybody. I just basically said, listen, every day is Thanksgiving for me.
Yeah.
If you're going to take that takes care of November, December, we already have the gift of God, so I'm a gift to others. And every day is New Year's, because every day is the day that I get to breathe. I always did and some of them guys might remember, I would do a little skit in the prison. I would say, y'all want to see a miracle? And they would say, yeah, you want to see a miracle? And I would just go, and everybody be looking. I said, you missed it. You missed it. I said, because if you cut that off, I said, if COVID didn't teach us anything else, people were trying to catch their breaths. Something that we do on a daily basis. You might have the stats doc, or even you, Brandon, how many breaths a minute, whatever, but it's got to start there. The fact that the only way we can get out of park, the only way we can encourage somebody else, the only way we can move further, like I said, I'm not better, I'm further, is we got to recognize, hold up, man, this air, you see somebody in an oxygen tank, I'm pretty sure they appreciate the air more than they probably did before, because it's just normal. You don't realize that breathing is an issue until you can't breathe. You can't catch your breath. So just going through life and just understanding that every day is Thanksgiving, and every day is Christmas, and every day is New Year's, whatever you want to call it. And going to the job. I always tell people at my job, they be crying and complaining. I said, you can quit. You can quit. I said, I promise you, American Airlines is not going to arrest you. I promise you, they're not going to show up to your house with the police officers dragging you back. Matter of fact, when I tell the new hires, I said, when you got the email, how did you feel? It's like, oh, we was excited. I said, stay that way. Remember, you filled out the email. You submitted.
You mute.
The hands start moving, Doc. I said, you filled out the application. They called you. You was excited. What happened? I said, a lot of the people that's here are complaining, but they won't leave. One of the senior guys said, I don't care if somebody has a master's degree out here or as dumb as a bag of rocks, over 90-some% never quit. So if you're not going to quit, there's no sense of complaining. And so I just look at the blessings, and I'll just share this. I over the holiday, people always complain about the food, and they should have had this, and they should have gave us that. Dallas is the hub. DFW is the hub for American Airlines around the world. This is it right here in Dallas. And I went up to the managers and I said, the big bosses, and I said, listen, I appreciate what y'all do for us. I said, this is not in the contract, is it, that you have to feed us? It's like, no. I said, well, I appreciate what y'all do. You don't have to do it. I said, I noticed people bringing stuff in the day before, because you're talking about feeding over 4,000 or 5,000 people. That's a lot of people to be feeding. And so just that gratitude, I'm not trying to get a bigger position. I just want to know, listen, man, I appreciate what y'all do, because you don't have to do it, man. So living a life of appreciation, understand that we get that even right now, since we've been on this Zoom, how many knows how many breaths we breathed in and breathed out? And just the simple stuff, like Brandon was saying, you got the money, you got this, you got that, but you got no peace, you got no joy, you got no respect, whatever it is that we're missing. So I think the miracles are in the fact that, we can still see, You know, so, like I said, Doc, when I met you, these were probably for show. Now, when I take them off, I need them because I can't see the screen that good. You know what I'm saying? So, but just being thankful and grateful coming into another year, thankful to make it to another year. But I think being thankful every day, being appreciative every day, like you said, the things that we may do for our kids, when you do it all year long, I'm like, what does December have to do with that? You know, if you have it, cool, if that's what you want to do. But if you don't have it, and I did that years ago, I said, this is not that serious. I said, if you try to keep up with this cycle, I think January we kind of get a break, but you're coming off of the year before. You got February, Valentine's, you know, whatever other holidays. You know, you come around March is spring break. You know, for those who have kids or might be connected with some of their kids. April you got Easter. May you got Memorial Day. June you might have a break in there. The summertime is starting. July you got the 4th of July. Then you got the whole summer. Then you got Labor Day in September. Whatever's in October. Then Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then New Year's. I'm like, no wonder nobody can't get ahead. That's not counting birthdays. That's not counting somebody getting married. That's not counting the unexpected emergency. That's not counting, you know, just all of this stuff. And I had to get off of this train or off out of this lane and say, okay, what works for me and my family? Okay, that's what we're going to ride. I'm not responsible for what somebody else got their kids. I don't have nothing to do with that. My dad used to tell me, listen, that's how they're doing in this house. This is how we roll. So I think there's just some liberty in that. And even when you're talking about achieving, you know, I think that life is hard, but we have definitely made it harder. That's why we're on this Zoom now to learn and to grow. We've definitely made it harder, you know, just by the associations. And I think that you, Doc, you said we got to be able to encourage ourselves. And that's something that I stick to because when nobody else understands, if I understand and God understands, I say I can make it. It's not the the haters and the lack of understand, the people who don't understand and all that. When we look at it from the correct standpoint, it's just supposed to make us stronger. It's just supposed to make us stronger, you know. And when I go, so I'm gonna go. The children of Israel, when that Pharaoh died, and the new Pharaoh took over, that did not know Joseph and did not know Joseph's God, he looked out among the people, got scared, and said, "There's more to them than there is to us. Let's make it hard for them." And when they made it hard for them, what happened? They multiplied. And I was sharing with somebody, so whether things are going good, we should be multiplying, not in part. Now, whether things are coming against us, that's definitely a time that we should be multiplying when we understand that we win. And now I'm looking in my lane. So it's not about getting to the end. It's all about how we're going to get there. And what's the best road to take, and how many people can we inspire and encourage along the way that hopefully they will inspire and encourage others. And so therefore our legacy stays alive, you know, after we're gone. So Doc, I'm gonna shut it up right there. I don't know if you can ask me something, you want me to hit on something in particular, but you know, I just thank you for your time today just to share with the brothers. They get a chance to taste something that I've been eating for years, and a lot of things that you shared that has stuck. I'll give this one and then I'll shut up, Doc, and I can keep going. I'll give this one.
No, go ahead.
One of the things that you shared back then, 20 years ago, at that revival at that church in Pennsylvania, I was how you say it, Stephen? Steve, how you say it again? What was the one thing you said you got?
It's not that I'm better, it's that I'm further.
Okay, there you go.
No, yeah.
That's what I needed. And so as I was moving further and getting better, I kind of not forgot, but was moving away from where I came from. You said earlier, you can go through the hood, but encourage somebody when you go there.
Right.
So going back to somewhere just to go and going back on a mission is two different ball games. And you helped me back then to connect, to show me how my past can influence my presence. You know, where Brandon is at right now over there in Dallas, Jay Dan Gunn, he says like this: don't let your background hold you back, let it pay you back. So it's not about what we've come through, it's what we've grown through, and how can we use that now to help others on their journey. So I just wanted to say that's one of the things that you said way back 20-something years ago that really still resonates today, and to be a person of action and focus and cut out the distractions. Because like you said, I'll end it with this, and I'm ending it this time, unless you ask me something, Doc. You said the thing is, you said earlier, mentors that hover. And I've learning that, especially with grown folks, and I tell guys, I'm like, yo, that's a grown man.
Yeah.
I'll plant a seed, but I'm out.
Yeah.
Listen, if he wants to, but listen, he can make up his mind for it. It's not a baby. It's one thing you trying to mentor little babies and stuff, but it's a grown person. I'm like, I learned to stop carrying everybody because you want everybody to win. But I realize everybody don't want to win, or maybe they don't know how to win, or maybe it might be too deep for me to pull up. You might have to call in the reinforcements to get a particular situation. So every situation is different. But that's just some of the stuff that I think about that you shared over the years to help sharpen my focus on where I was going. And I was just saying that as a mentee, my job is to make sure that I said, out of all the people that you mentored over these last 20, 30, 40 years, my job was to make sure that when you see me, you didn't waste your time. That's personal for me. Because I'm saying I don't have time to waste. You sure don't have time to waste. So the best way I can show appreciation for your sacrifice, for all that you poured out, is to let you know that when you see me, you could say that, okay, but yeah, we got one right there. You might have 100, you might have 2. I just want to be one of the 2 or the one of the 100 to let you know that, okay, somebody took what I said and did something with it. And did something with it, So that's it. I'll stop right there. I'll stop right there. I don't want to keep going. I'll stop right there. I'm gonna turn it back over to you, Doc.
A good mentor, watch this, a good mentor is always going to be at some point in some seasons mentored by one of the mentees. If you're doing a good job, don't think you always got to go over here to the big dogs. Because if you're doing a good job at discipling people, at some point, just like what E. Wilson is doing now, I was being blessed. That only comes when you got a heart of humility. That's why I can navigate through this internet, this jungle we call internet, because I'm not out here trolling. I'm not out here trying to find somebody and put them down for what they do. You got a lot of things on TV, but they give you a remote control and they give you channels for a reason. It's up there, but you can change the channel. You don't have to throw a brick at the TV because you don't like what's on. You can change the channel. And I believe the people, and I just want to speak to the internet community, sometimes we just don't change the channel because we are chasing those likes and subscriptions. I just restarted my YouTube channel that I started years ago, but never did nothing with it because life started hitting. When life started hitting, you be like, oh man, I ain't got no time to be up there doing videos and stuff like that. You know how many subscribers I have right now in rebooting? 2. You think I'm embarrassed? No. Because you got to start somewhere. But look at the impact that we're making with each other here. Nobody is bigger and better than anybody else on this Zoom. It's just some of us are further and some of us have paid more of a toll than some of us have. That's all it is. And I'm going to stay on that lane. We get beside ourselves and we get big, and we think we're the big dogs and nobody else can touch us. We can't listen to this one or we can't listen to that one. They beneath me. Where you get that attitude from? They beneath you. The ground is beneath you. But you can talk about the ground long enough. But I lived in Hawaii. If that ground starts shaking, it's called an earthquake. You gonna wish that ground stayed beneath you. You better watch how you talk about the ground. You better watch how you talk about people you think that are beneath you. Because if they ever move from beneath you, you'll find out they were the very people that was holding you up. I'm gonna say that for the internet again. You better watch how you treat people who you think. I ain't say they are beneath you, who you think are beneath you. Because if they ever decide to quake and shake, you will find out that a lot of your stability came from those very same people, places, and things. Well, February the 1st, we're going to have our burner class. A burner class I use as a metaphor for working out. You got your sets, you got your reps, but then you have a burner set. That means you just keep going until you give out. So that means we further do not wait for anybody. We further do not wait for people to understand. That means February the 1st, that's why I asked you to email me, because that's going to be a closed session, which means I will be able to allow people in. And I'm only going to allow people in who emailed me and say, this is who I am. There's such as Dr. Brandon. Let's say, he emailed me and said, I want to be a part of the burner class. Then I'll make sure I make a note of that. So if somebody pops in and their name is not on my list, they're going to sit in that waiting room. Because we're moving with a purpose. We're not trying to win the whole internet. We're not trying to win the whole world. We're just trying, like you say, E, catch as many people on fire as we can. And if somebody comes to the meeting with a fire suit, that means they don't want to be caught on fire. You ain't gotta wear no fire suit, just don't show up. We want flammable people. We want people who are hungry, because we're not going to degrade you. We're not going to put you down, because this is where we'll end this session right here. We are not better. We're just what? Further. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate all you guys from coming. I thank you guys for taking care of the airlines, because American Airlines has been my choice of flight for 25 years. So I appreciate you guys. So when I see the bags coming out the belly of the plane and everything, I be thinking about my boy E. Wilson, and I appreciate all the handlers. Even when the belt stops and we waiting on our bags and people is fussing and everything, because I know E. Wilson, I know how hard that job is. Everybody else don't know what's going on in the belly of that plane and what's going on that belt. They just fussing, they ain't getting their bags. But I just say, hey, ain't no fussing, ain't no anger is going to make those bags come up more. And it ain't like they down there holding our bags hostage. Something is wrong, and best believe they're not out here at Dunkin' Donuts getting coffee. They trying to fix the problem. So that's the way I do it to keep that stress down. And I don't talk to people who fussing, man, do you see what's going on? I can't, nah, brother, I'm good. Let me walk away, because you ain't going to give me that stress. I'm good. I'm good. Long as my bags come today. If they don't come today, they will come and they will notify me to come pick them up. Yeah, it's an inconvenience, but do you want your bags? So life is not always going to be aligned the way you want it. Life is always going to be hard. Always going to be hard. I got it, Brandon. I got it. I got the email. Life is not going. It's always going to be hard. I got something for you too, Brandon. I want you to come prepared with a 5-minute dissertation or more, okay? Because once we connect, everybody's got to speak, because I'm not the only one that's got everything. So just come prepared to do what E. Wilson is doing, because we got to have more than one co-pilot. But one thing we're not going to do is put it on autopilot. Because when you do that, you give your mind, your heart to just society or the internet, brother, you're going to end up in some therapy for real. You got to keep control of your mind. You got to know you're not better, you're just further. I appreciate y'all. We're going to end it right here, and we're going to see y'all February the 1st. And E. Wilson's going to give me that time when we're going to do it. It's a Saturday as well. And we're going to do it for 1 hour, and we're going to start right on time, and we're going to keep going, okay? Appreciate y'all, and I look forward to hearing from Dr. B as well. All right? Stephen, I appreciate you too, man. And my man here with the earphones on, like he look like he on the right now.
That's Jerry.
Jerry, he look like he on the turnback right now, man. So I just appreciate it, man. I fly nothing but American Airlines. That's what I do, man. And so I'll be up there running on February, going to Hawaii to do my thing. All right? Appreciate you guys. Look forward to hearing from you. Okay.
All right, Doc. Thank you, bro.
All right, man.
All right.